came in the mail yesterday. This manual, you know how to put it together, came in the box. You know, the description said you would get this, and as a standalone, you know, connoisseur of the printed matter, as I would consider myself to be, one of the few persons, one of the few persons I think that actually owns up and says that they actually read the instructions that comes with a piece of equipment, vague as most of them are. This one being exceptionally well put together. My hat's off to the company that, I'm sure it was an advertising company, but it's really, really good. It has some even modern day stuff in the back there where you can scan and do some stuff. But came in the mail today, and this is what it was right here. It's I done already been out there and took the other parts off of the tractor, and I'll put this on there tomorrow. See, it has one of them things you can scan it with your phone right there, even if you need additional information, I think, you know, how to or something. But very good, enough for me to bring it to your attention. But this being the outcome of that instruction book, and it's an upgrade on that tractor out there. You know, I've been having some trouble with the generator. Not nothing to keep me from liking the tractor, but it did kind of give up, I think. So instead of doing anything else to it, not even diagnosing the problem, is, you know, it's time to upgrade it. So I'm gonna put this alternator on there. But other than that, that's about all. And you can see a new project come along. So, you know, I kind of described it a little bit earlier with this height and all, the clear oiler. So that's 34 inches there on the top side of that ruler. If you marking something down, that's not going to be tall enough, because you have to view this thing here from a perspective of it sitting on the floor. So you be looking at it like I'm looking at that car right there. So keeping that in mind, well, yes, keeping that in mind, and also with the idea of trying to I think what I'm trying to say is, you know, the way I visualize this. I'm gonna come up right here, and I'm gonna do some curly Q stuff around through here with some kind of design that would connect this corner floor or whatever it would be. It would all go all the way around the unit. So that's what I've been doing today. Y'all leave a comment, subscribe, pass it on to a friend. And as you know, quick sketch up, you know, just pencil in some paper with graph paper you can see through from the other side. I think I'm going to construct this the wood part of the skids, let's call them. This will be the skid. And I see, I'm trying to think, as would be, that this unit would have been built back in, oh, let's say 39, back in the 30s, maybe even later. A quarter scale, a wintertime hobby of a mechanic along with the circus in that time period. Keeping in mind that I'm going to use some glue on it. With, well, construction methods of old, you may just glue it together and screw it. Now, I think when it would have, they would have used nails, I'm sure. You know, that they would have, I'm sure, if you examine very old circus wagon units, they would have used a lot of nails in the construction, low grade wood. Yes, as circus wagons were built. Deviating from that norm, I'm going to put some glue on there, the good stuff. Oh, I'll screw it all together with them sheetrock screws. I'm just saying, seems to work pretty good. You sandwich two 2x4s together. Off the shelf I'm talking about. No need to run through a planer. Sandwich them together with several clamping mechanisms, bar clamps, C-clamps, what you got, with a liberal coating of good grade glue. With addition of quite a few sheetrock screws from both sides of the construction there to hold it all together. Fail safe. The glue's good enough, the screw's good enough by themselves. So now you got a double. I think that would be norm construction for the time. An alternate design there in the middle of that paper, with some separations between the long rails and the end boards, keeping in mind that the upright post on this type unit, size and all, has to be quite strong. So, we've got to anchor that upright and the top with some strength. Oh yeah, I done already took a rule to them 2 holes. There's 4 of them, 2 on this side, 2 on the other side over there, on the engine base to mount to the skid rails. The measurement of them rails plus the engine equals the bolt length, nut washers, and the whole setup that renders the bolt to be 5 1/2 inches long. Well, it's one of them cases. 1/2 inch increments is not, well, I don't have any. I do have 5-inch longs, and I have 6-inch longs. So what I've done, I'll show you. I went over to the lathe and I turned them bolts down. The right here's a 5-inch, and it's according to how long the bolt is to how much this thread is here. Well, the length of everything considered, I needed more thread. Like up here, a 1/2 inch more, the bolt needed to be a 1/2 inch longer, which would have been good to go, but I didn't have any. I had 6 inches, which is this one right there. That's a 6-incher. You can see these have been trimmed down 1/2 inch on this end. But what I done is I put them over in that lathe, and I trimmed right up there, that shank, this part up here, I trimmed it down a little bit, and then I threaded that a 1/2 inch more up that way, and then I cut them off a 1/2 inch. So there is an easy way to cut them off to length. I show you. Oh yeah. Now y'all fix that nut to that bolt, and we'll go over at that El Cheapo. Serves me well. Bandsaw, we'll cut that off. Now, some years back, I took that piece of angle iron right there, and I drilled them 2 holes in there and threaded them, and they're square to the face of that angle that's sticking up, with the other leg chucked into the bandsaw base, lined up with the blade just to skim off the edge of it. And then to operate it is you thread that bolt in that appropriate size hole until the amount comes out right here that you want to remove, and then you take up your slack on the bolt in the back, which you use for locking. And I use the width of this scale as a 1/2 inch that I want to remove from that bolt. So when I put it like that right there, I can see that it's dead level with it. Actually, I want it back, I want it a little shorter than that. So I adjusted it backwards this way, which it is. Okay, now I lock this in here. And we'll saw it off. What I'm talking about, cut to length. Now I'll take that out of there, over on that belt sander. I'll round over the edges on it, remove them SK numbers on the end of it up there, stock number. Now we'll get some, that last splash paint on them, probably cast iron color of some nature, bare steel. Oh yeah, it's just angle iron with some holes in it. It works very good, and the results is these 4 bolts right there. you know, I took them numbers off of there, and took them to the belt sander, and then a war wheel. So the right and left now, I'll get some out there blast on them right there, and we'll get them put on that engine. Man, should have had that done. Man, have to take amends. Time it's shoved them 4. Well, they come out 5.5 inches long. Them bolts did. I done already got them bolted up with them lock nuts and washers. Ain't nothing else left for me to do to it. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, got them 4 bolts and them skids there. Good to go. I get them started up here in a couple of days. You know, run them here on the videos of the plan. That's that 3 horsepower International right there. Well, you know, I was supposed to get some decals on that skid and on that cart there. I had to go uptown for that, you know. Man, I hate to go uptown. But anyway, got her bolted down there. Oh, everything's tight, greased up, good to go. But I'm entertaining the idea of this type of carburetor system with the long intake runner there and the mixer being on the other end. That's quite a long runner right there, you know. It might run them better at low speed, I'm just saying. Thinking out loud. Hey, y'all leave a comment, you know, subscribe. You know, pass the video on to a friend. From here in Middle Tennessee. Geographical center, something they say. Shop Dog Sam.